What is up, you guys? This is the Fallout with here, and today I'm thinking about doing just a one-off. This is actually going to be a What If Deku X RWBY universe thing, where Deku is just sent into the RWBY universe. Now, here's the thing, people. I'm not gonna just send him off as a regular person. Oh no, Izuku is Deadpool in this one. Now, we are gonna start off with the whole fighting of the fighting of Aizawa and All Might, with Izuku right there just saying, "Hello, you guys. I know that it's not my fault for doing anything right here, so I'll just be on my merry way." And this is when All Might just grabs him and just slingshots him down the floor, and this is when Deadpool just says, "Ah, that hurts. I'm gonna have to regenerate a couple of minutes." And Aizawa basically says, "Why are we letting this guy cause a ruckus in the entire school?" And this is when All Might says, "Aizawa, he may actually prove useful. We just have to give him a chance." And this is when Aizawa says he has been causing a ruckus through the entire classroom. Not only that, he's been also beating up on the other students. And Izuku just says, "Well, I just called somebody an idiot just because he kept using his quirk differently. So I decided to go with the whole, hey, let's use it this way." He said no, I called him an idiot. Then he talked about how dumb I was. And knowing that I'm dumb, I didn't need to be reminded several other times. This is when Izuku basically gets punched by All Might, and All Might just basically hitting him so hard that he's on the floor, and saying, "This is not right. You're abusing me. I'm a child." And All Might says, "Calm down, young man." And basically Aizawa says, "I don't know why we keep having him around here." And Izuku is just thinking to himself, "Do you guys want to know how I became who I am? Well, I'm gonna take this moment in time to tell you how I became Deadpool." So, as the readers and the watcher and the whatever just stand there and look pretty, here's all that happens. When I was young, I decided to be, a rambunctious child. Me having a slight ability to learn and to fight. Me being good at it, I decided to take it up a notch when I got older. And when I got older, I, went into with the wrong crowd, and now I am kind of ugly, with me having basically, these splotches on me. I look like a freak of nature, and my mother kind of fainted, so I decided to run out of the house and become a mercenary. Yeah, I wasn't so good, but hey, the money was all there, and not only that, I got my own place to sleep. Well, usually the place where I kill the person at. But like I said, it's nothing to worry about. Now, Taco Tuesday's coming around the corner, and I'm gonna get ready to go to my favorite taco shop. But now I'm just gonna give it to whatever because, rules and stuff. Yeah, so, anyway, besides all that, Izuku's life wasn't the best. And, yes, he did technically fall into the wrong line of crowd, but there's more to it. It's more of a sad story. But he doesn't want people to know. Although he did one time told a certain person that when he was born, he had to save his mother from ninjas. So, really, taking his word is not the best option here. Now, what I will tell you is that Izuku does somehow feel sadness. He does feel it. But he hides behind the whole persona of being just this hardcore, happy-go-lucky person with this, with this powerful healing factor. In fact, it was because of that healing factor is the reason why he's so reckless. His power amplified at a large magnitude. Him actually, being strong enough to handle a lot of things coming his way. For instance, Bakugo technically tore off half of his body with the explosion, and Izuku technically having to, well, since he lost his body, he has to regenerate it. And not a lot of people were happy to happy to see that. So yes, but since all Izuku has is his regeneration abilities, and as well as a real good style of combat, fighting, and techniques that he has learned over the past several years, which is basically 3 years because he went to the high school after All Might caught him and said, "You know what? To repay your debts, you're going to be a student, and then you're going to be a hero. And then after that, we're going to think about making you a hero, so that way you can probably learn your lesson." And Izuku is kind of causing mayhem. But this is when fate itself decided to show its head as they go into the whole, different universe thing. During the USJ training facility, Izuku had to fight, and basically might as well let Izuku pull dead Izuku pull. He's basically Deadpool. Now, my compadre, this is what happens when I was trying to do something around here, which was, be awesome, and, awesome's my middle name, instead of Serengeti, Bubblecup, Buttercup, Gingersnap the Third. I was basically shooting and killing, which was a big no-no, because, Mr. Aizawa, the guy that needs coffee every now and then, because he doesn't get a lot of sleep. Maybe because I'm the one that causes too much problems. Nah, that's not me. Because of all that happening, I had to be the one that had to destroy a lot of things. And this real big Hulk-sized creature kept destroying me. I mean, every time I regenerated, he kept destroying me, and every time I kept getting back up, he kept ripping me a new one, which means I had to regenerate more, and basically my suit was all messed up. So I had to play dirty, which is basically grab his brain and tear it off of his head. Which, funny enough, they never thought about fixing that thing. But, who cares? So, after a while, I decided to go incognito. I dressed up as the Nomu, going inside the guts and such, and since nobody saw me, this one weird dude with freaking hands all over his body, including his face, basically showed up. And when I punched the living crap out of him, I saw behind the mask, and I decided that there was a reason why he had a mask on. So he kind of got mad, and this weird dude with freaking purple shadows coming out of his face basically put me through a portal. But before that happened, I threw a grenade at him, which I guess did something in reverse time engineering. You know what? The purple thing made me go into a different dimension. That's all I can think of. But I'm gonna let Fallout talk. Indeed, you shall. So, if you guys didn't understand that, he fought the Nomu. He got his ass handed to him, and basically it went back and forth before Izukupool decided to go and actually handle it the easier way. he was having too much fun. And he lost his pet unicorn. So it became personal and he became serious. Yeah, just know that his stuffed toys are, his babies. Not only that, he also he got hungry, so he ate a burrito after being in the green grassy plains. And Izuku actually seen that there's different places. And before any of that, we're gonna talk about how Deadpool. Before we even go through that, shit, we're actually gonna have a break right now because, well, the narrator, which is Fallout, forgot some minor conveniences at the house and probably accidentally set the kitchen on fire. So give us a moment here, please. All right, we're back. Yeah, I almost did. I almost technically did set the kitchen on fire, but it was all handled. It was all handled. He almost pissed himself. Shut up. Now, I don't know. I don't know whether you guys like the whole having two people that are voiced by the same person is cool, or whether it's kind of funny. I'm not gonna do it all the time. This is just probably for the Deadpool one because the whole person, breaking the whole fourth wall thing. Uh, yeah, but either way, Deku does go and he looks around and sees that there's a lot of people staring at him, and then afterwards decides to lay low, thinking to himself, "Oh boy, I really screwed the pooch with this one. Wait a minute, the place has stone flooring, and there's mechs. There is mechs. Oh my gosh, okay, I can make my own Gundam with this. All right." And look at that, there's people with little horns. And cat ears, too. Alright, I'm actually liking this now. It's not like the other world. Everybody, for some reason, has powers and all. It's not like I'm not the specialist person around there. But here, I think I can actually fit in. And, wait a minute. I won't be able to see my mom for a while. Ah, sheesh. Time to take pictures. So when Izuku decides to go and look around, since it's now nighttime, says, "Alright, we can see some people right there, and over here." And this is when Izuku accidentally gets slapped for actually trying to get a panty shot. So, yeah, he kind of screws up with this one. And this is when he says, "Well, I'm gonna feel that for a bit." Wait a minute now. Just feeling it for a couple of seconds. Alright, there we go. Maybe I should have just let her slap me a little bit more. Nah, that would have been the gentleman thing to do. And he sees that there's a girl that is basically fighting, and Izuku's just fangirling over this and saying, "Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh! Look at him! Look at her! She's actually so freaking awesome! She has a scythe? Not bad. Oh my god, it's a sniper rifle!" Izuku thinks to himself, "Why can't I have something like that? Maybe if I kill it." No, I can't. And look at that, she has the same colors as me. Oh my god, is this a match made in heaven? Are we twinsies now? Izuku just basically starts running to her and says, "Hey, can I get your autograph?" And RWBY basically says, "Wait a minute, who are you?" And he says, "Well, the thing is that I saw your outfit and I thought to myself, what's the word? You're freaking amazing." So Izuku is talking with her for a while until this one dude with the hat, and since nobody knows her name, nobody knows his name, which I don't know his name either. Give me a second here. Alright, so Mr. Torchwick, which, if you guys ever think about it, he looks like one of those 1960s people that used to sing and dance. If you guys just search it up, he has like that outfit of a gentleman, but at the same time, he kind of looks like, I don't know what's the word. I really don't know what the word is, but I just know one thing. He's kind of overdoing it with the whole his old dress because he has a fight, but he pretends he's rich. Anyway, so while Torchwick just starts using the explosions, Izuku gets hit by it, and RWBY jumps out of the way, and she says, "Oh no, he got hurt. Where's he at?" And Izuku basically grabs his arm and just attaches it to him. And this is when Torchwick says, "That was actually gross." And Izuku says, "Well, I didn't want to show a lot of people that, but you being a bad guy and all, you have to ruin everything. Especially the new suit that I was trying to get that I was trying to just wait for. You know how hard it is to have a spare suit, and you have to put your burrito there, and your spare burrito, and your spare burrito, and the hot sauce. Do you know how hard that is? That hard that is." And this is when Torchwick says, "What's a burrito?" And Izuku says, "Please tell me you at least have tacos." Is this guy alright? Izuku just says, "No! Not the tacos! What about the chimichangas? The freaking pozole! Gorditas! Tortas! Is there anything Mexican in this place?" And he says, "What's Mexico?" And he says, "I'm in a fantasy world. It's nothing at all like the world I used to be at. We had good food. I hate it here." This is when he says, "For ruining my day, I'm gonna be the one that kills you." And this is when Izuku just pulls out his katanas and just starts running towards him. And he just tries to, he strikes at Torchwick. Hold on here. Anyway, so this is when Izuku strikes at Torchwick, and Torchwick basically dodges and weaves around it, causing it to be where Izuku's slashing him, but not making any hits. Until Torchwick basically blows up the ground and actually causes Izuku to have to jump away. And Torchwick is just running away now. And Izuku says, "Oh no, I'm not letting you get away with that easily. Come back here." And this is when he says, "Oh, Mr. Torchwick, where are you going? I need a little, I need to relieve my stress." And you guys I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer here. Make sure to at least have your volume a little low, so that way you guys won't have to hear me with the yelling. Basically, Izuku is now just chasing after him, and then after that, Izuku gets shot at by a bunch of glass. One of them hitting him in the side of the head, and Izuku is just, kind of dead. RWBY just sees this and sees that the woman right there is letting Torchwick come to the ship. And this is when he tries to shoot at the... Oh... Sheesh. Give me a second here. Alright. This mysterious woman is known as Glinda. Because, I can tell you right now, I legit forgot all the adults' names. All I just know is RWBY, Blake, Weiss, Yang, the puppy, Ozpin, Crow. I know there's more. Pyra, Jean, Remnant. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch the anime again, but oh yeah, they have an anime now. Sheesh, but it doesn't matter. And basically, Izuku just dies, and this is when Glinda says, you see, look what you've done. Not only have you had to fight all these people and make a fool of yourself, but you also let somebody die in the process. And RWBY was saying, well, I'm sorry, but I didn't mean to do all this. It says, I don't think I can redo this with magic. As far as I know, I never seen it happen before in the, in the series, so don't tell me anything, alright, people? So Izuku just basically grabs his head, or grabs the glass and just pulls it out of his head and says, that's gotta hurt. Oh, man. Nope, it starts to heal up again. He says, holy mama. And Glinda looks at him like, excuse me? What did you just say? And he says, I'm sorry, but your beauty has struck me to my core. The core root of my... Basically, she gets frustrated and just sucker punches him in the face. And Izuku just says, I kind of deserve that. And Izuku just gets up and says, hi, my name is Izuku. Izuku Midoriya. But since nobody knows who I am, I might as well tell you. And she says, well, that's what I'm gonna call you. I guess that's what I can call you now. He says, you can call me anytime you want, sweetheart. And she slaps him in the head and says, shut up. He says, I'm old enough to be your mother. I was like, please, mommy, don't punish me. I'm a bad boy. And she says, oh gosh, I'm with a creep. And he says, yep, but anyway, I have to get ready for my, rehearsal, because now I gotta find a way out of this joint. She says, what do you mean joint? Weren't you raised here? Izuku says, no, not entirely. Not entirely. And she says, what do you mean not entirely? And Izuku says, well, I just got sent into this universe where I don't know who any of you guys are. And, well, I'm guessing you don't know who what the name All Might means at all, huh? And she says, no, I can't say I have. And Izuku says, well, I'm from a different universe. I lived in a place called Earth. But now I'm stuck over here, where now apparently there's no chimichangas. Where's the tacos? Where's the freaking tamales? Where's my damn burrito, people? Now I gotta wait a minute. What if I reinvent a shop, and the shop sells just Mexican food? I can basically make a lot of money. And yeah, sure, there's gonna be spices around here that they're gonna taste like shit. But experiment. Upgrades, people. We need upgrades. And this is what he says, is your friend always like this? And RWBY says, I guess so, yeah. Are we friends, Izuku? And he says, let me have a look over here. It's like, yep, we're best pals. And this is what he says, I am Michael Jackson, and you are Tito. And RWBY just says, I don't know who that is, but yeah, sure. We'll be something like that. And this is when Izuku just says, alright, well, it's time for me to go. And she says, not so fast. You're in trouble, young man, after dealing with all this, and you're probably not even the one that did anything to begin with. But we're still gonna have to take you in. Izuku says, oh gosh, I don't have the time or the patience for this. What the heck? As long as I'm actually entertaining myself. And Izuku is just going in the whole place and watching as Glinda just tells him, what you two did was irresponsible. And not only that, you've caused a lot of damages, which I had to repair. Do you think it's easy using all this power? And Izuku says, well, as far as I can tell, you did it with ease, and without having a sweat on your head. Plus, it looks like you've been training for at least the majority of your life how to use it. And guessing on how your stress levels were, I guess it's probably more of a mental thing than others. Not only that, with the girl here having roses coming out of somewhere, I don't want to imagine what, although I kind of do. Uh, it seems that this is not a quirk, which you guys don't know what that is. So basically, it's easier to explain, and to sum it all up, everybody's born with a quirk and has abilities, and whatever you guys have is way different than ours because maybe it's the same, but has probably something to do with mana or probably chi, ki, or the force, or maybe what else do I have? Hamon, or I know there's a crap ton. Let me get my encyclopedia over here. The will of friendship. That's something. Chakra. That's something too, right there. Having a stand. Yeah, but I guess they never have that before. Or they don't even know what anime references are nowadays. So it has to do with something more mythical, such as life force energy or some kind of gosh, I'm so tired right now. But anyway, some kind of thing which protrudes out of your body like an energy source. And this is when Glinda says, well, for somebody who's not been here, you seem to know a little bit more than you lead on. And Izuku says, well, I used to be a mercenary. And not only that, I've dealt with stuff like this before, just not with, with different worldly people. Glinda says, well, Mr. Ozpin is actually going to speak with you two. And he says, the Wizard of Oz? She says, what is even that? And he says, well, it's a very touching story, mind you. It actually has something to do with a dog. And, wait a minute, I have an idea. He just basically stands up on top of the freaking table and says, there's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. He basically looks around and says, well, I didn't think that, I knew that wasn't going to work, but points for trying? Glinda says, yeah, Ozpin's going to deal with you. And Ozpin basically talks to him and says, well, hello, you two. My name is Ozpin, and I know who you are due to having a little prior history with, your uncle. And she says, oh, you know Krill. Oh, wait a minute, your uncle's a bird? And she says, no, I have an uncle named Crow. It's with, Qrow. And Izuku thinks about it. It's like, and I thought my name, Deadpool, was weird. At least it sounds cool. Not like a nameless bird. And she says, well, he's a good man. You hush up now. And he says, oh, yes, your highness. Shall I get some tea for you, too? She says, that's actually kind of funny. He says, and Izuku looks at her and says, I think I might be falling in love. It's not the first, I guess, in this universe, whoever my other selves are, has this distinct recognition to fall in love with people in red. And this is basically Izuku just making, light work of this conversation. Ozpin says, "So who are you, young man? I've heard a little bit about you on the phone, and you're not from here." And Izuku says, "Yeah, I'm not from here. Now I want out of it. I have my other life to live." And Ozpin says, "Well, as much as I would like to help you, I can't. I don't know how to." And Izuku says, "Oh, great. Goody. So basically, I'm stuck here. Oh, maybe I should make my own empire." And Ozpin basically starts laughing and says, "You're actually someone who likes having jokes." And Izuku looks at him and says, "You can actually take a joke. I like some people." And he looks up to Glinda, and basically Glinda gets upset. But Ozpin says, Now, you mustn't let him ruffle up your feathers. I don't think he's doing it to be mean. It's more like, if I was to explain it, it's more of a self-coping mechanism." And Izuku just says, "Anywho, look, I just want to go home. I have my family. Yeah, I only have my mom, but my mom needs me. And sure, I may act like a punk, but I actually care about her." And this is when Ozpin smiles and says, "I have no doubt in my mind that you do. But I am sorry, but we can't help you out with this situation. I don't know where to start. There might be some books about it, but you know, golly, I hate this yawning." Anyway, Izuku says, "There has to be something, right?" And Ozpin says, "There is probably something, but I don't know what to do. But look, we'll help you out, alright? If you can help us out, I'm deciding to send some people that have bright imaginations and a willingness to protect." And Izuku says, "Protect? We're not getting paid for this like a job?" And Ozpin says, "No, it's technically out of the goodness of our hearts." And Izuku just says, "The goodness out of our hearts." When Izuku thought at first to be a hero, it was more forced. And he was technically gonna get paid by Nezu, since Nezu did need somebody to take care of the villains. So now he's doing all this for free. And Ozpin says, "Think of it like this. You help us out, and we will put a good portion of resources into making a way for you to go back home." This is when Izuku says, "All right, fine. I'll join the school. Do you allow killing?" And this is when Ozpin says, "Well, the killing of Grimm, which I'm guessing you're not familiar with." And Izuku says, "Are you talking about like sad people?" And Ozpin says, "No, these are monsters." And Izuku looks up in happiness and says, "I get to kill monsters! Alright, this actually feels a little bit more better. Yeah, sure, it's not like killing a human, but it's better than nothing, right?" And Ozpin says, "How do you know how to kill a human?" Don't change the subject here. Alright, you have yourself a deal. And Izuku's life in the Blue Beacon Academy is gonna start, well, when he gets there. But until then, I hope you like this What If. I think I'm just gonna make this just a one-shot. And basically, that's the end of it. So like, comment, do subscribe to the channel here, people. And this has been the Fallout What If here. Bye.